loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige, this is Paige, and today we're going to be talking through my goals for 2023. I love this video so much. I will have a conclusion to my 2022 goals going up at the beginning of next year, but for this video we're going to talk through the ones I have set for 2023, and I am so excited. I have a lot of endeavors, but I'm here, I'm ready, and I just want to have fun. So I know that a lot of people are actually taking a break from doing goals for next year, and I totally respect that. Partway through this year I did get really burnt out on trying to fit all my goals into my TBRs, and just there was so much restricting in my reading that I didn't feel like I was just picking up the things that I wanted to. But I've made changes to my TBR game so that it can be a lot more flexible, and also the life stuff has settled for now. I'm feeling in a lot better position, and I just love setting goals. Even if I don't reach it, okay, no worries. It gives me something to focus my attention towards and see what I can do. Also, I just got my Christmas nails done, so I'm talking with my hands a lot and getting distracted by it, and I apologize. I have 9 bookish goals, and the first one, as per usual, is my Goodreads goal, which I'm setting at 52. I just put it in there so then it's there, and I will usually stretch it to 100, then 150, and then 180. I don't really care. I read how much I want to read, and that will be that. I am looking at focusing on bigger books as well next year, so I understand that my reading is not going to be as high as it has been in years previously, so just seeing where I get to. 52, I know that I'm gonna hit if life allows it. So my second goal is my big goal for this year, and that is continuing and finishing series. So the goal itself is to have 20 series to completion or up to date by the end of the year. So obviously for up to date, I won't know necessarily if they're going to be finished by the end of 2023, so it might take a little bit of time to actually figure out what my statistics for that is. I might start something, not realize that the second book's coming out soon, and then it is what it is. But that's why I've lumped them together to be 20 either completed or up to date. With this as well, for last year I wanted to finish my before 27 series diaries, which I haven't achieved yet. So I want to make a priority of actually reading the books from my shelves, and then if I can get them from the library, going that way. So I know that I will acquire more books next year, and I want them to predominantly be the next books in series that I'm currently up to, but I'm also happy for, say, the Beautiful Dead series by Eda McGuire. I own Jonas and Arizona. If I read that, technically it's not up to date because I still have another 2 that I don't own, but I will be happy in myself. I won't count it in my statistics, but I'm happy in myself until I purchase those next 2 books. And so I'm sort of catching up with what I own and then going from there. There are a lot of series that I want to get to, so that is where that goal comes into it. Caveat, I can only start a new series if 1, I own it, and I think I'm gonna make this own it before 2023. So if I do buy first in series for next year, obviously I will have like caveats that I feel comfortable within myself, like if it's another Katie Roberts or something like that, then whatever. I own it, and or it's an arc from NetGalley. So I'm also wanting to make a little bit more of an active effort to get through my backlog, which will mean starting quite a few series. So I'm okay with that, but just keeping it nice. And yeah, so series is my main focus for next year. I would like to do a couple of little vlog maybe things that sort of fit into working my way through my backlist and just checking off those series. I know that I have a lot of duologies and trilogies that I only have the last book for, so pushing myself to do those. If I buy a book from a series, then picking it up as soon as possible would be great. Number 3 is my big books, and I would like to read at least 1 book a month that is over 500 pages. That shouldn't be that hard, and I think for most months this year I have managed to do it. Essentially, I don't have to read 1 in every given month, but I would like to read 12 by the end of the year. The exception is that I will still be using my big book jar. And so Ash and I will pull a star each, and then I pick whichever one sort of fills the criteria better for my TBR game, and or just whatever one I'm interested in. But if the same book gets pulled 3 times from that jar because I haven't selected it and there wasn't anything impeding that and I still haven't read it, then it's going to get on hold. Series are different because I might pull the same book 3 times, but I've been reading the ones leading up to it. So that is where that will be a case-by-case situation. Now, I'm not going to have a punishment if I don't read the big book from that jar and still read another big book, but it does increase the likelihood of those particular books being unhauled. So I should make it a priority, but if not, no harm. And again, if I still just read 12 or more, that would be marvelous. I also have a lot of big books in series that I haven't continued with because they're big books. So combining the two should hopefully work well, fingers crossed. Number 4 is my bookish friends control my reading life challenge, my advent challenge. So I did this last year and had so much fun, and you will see the video shortly. I haven't even filmed it at the time of filming this one, so I have no idea what is actually going to happen, but I've got some friends up my sleeve, a couple of old faces and a couple of new, and I'm very excited for it. So I would love to continue with that challenge and actually working my way through it. There are going to be some changes from last year, but I'm so excited. Number 5 is my rainbow shelf, which I don't think I've actually spoken about recently because I completed my goal quite early in the year for it, and my goal for 2023 is to finish it. So I think I have 11, so that's less than one a month. 2 of them are parts of series, so that will finish that off nicely. Technically, I'm starting 2 new series, 3 new series with that. But again, it's fine because I own them. I actually own the second books in those series as well, so might just need to keep that momentum going. And then I have a couple of standalones, so that works well. The next one is the goal that causes me the most amount of stress every fucking year, because pairing it with my series, big books, and this doesn't ever overlap. So heaven help me. For my hauls, I'm going to be doing my haul revisited and keeping on top of that, and it's just looking back over my book hauls from 2020, a month before. And so I put out January's video in December to be able to vote, and then the top voted for will go on my TBR. And I am also wanting to continue and read whatever else is on there to get these down, but it's okay if I don't. I just want to read the one that is the most voted for. So that will work in getting at least 12 from my 2020 book haul. But I want to try and read 45 across all 3 years of 2020, 21 and 2022. That's your lofty goal. Really, I should try 30, which is 10 a year, but we're gonna go 45. Gonna cause me a lot of stress because goals don't match. So I'm also going through and unhauling a lot more, so fingers crossed that I will be able to get it down. I would love for my 2020 book haul to be finalized either next year or the year after, and then I just have more and more. It's fine. 45 across the 3 years, roughly 15 books from each year. Number 7 is my book buying. This year I had like structure of having monetary value that I had to earn by reading off my shelves and or equate through library and ebooks and that sort of stuff. It worked and it didn't. So the way that it worked was that I really made an active effort to track my spending, to keep an eye on how much I was actually spending in a given month, and I managed to read off my shelves enough that the monetary side of thing, I think I only failed for 1 month, and so that was cool. The bonus amount of money, aside from putting it in my house fund, I wasn't really utilizing the reward either, so it just became a little bit redundant. It was just like, have I checked this off? Yeah, cool, okay, no worries, look at me go. In saying that, the second I hit that I had spent over $1,000 this year on books nearly caused me to have a heart attack because I've never tracked how much I spend on books before, and it scares me that I was conscious of my book buying this year and it still was significant. Like $1,000 is a lot of money that I could have been putting towards our house. But that's fine. We did say that we were happy with between $150 to $200 a month, so that is well over $1,000 to cater for. But it just still shook me. And the fact that I have awesome friends that let me go through their unhaul piles and all of that, I accrued so many books and a lot of them aren't read. So they've been added to my TBR. And so for next year, I'm happy to spend $100 a month, so keeping it under the $1,200 for the yearly cap, which is potentially doable, I don't know. But if I want to add a book to my physical shelves, I'm going to have to read 2 off my shelves to be able to add it, so then my TBR is actually going down, which would hopefully result in having a 50% read and unread rate by the end of the year. So I don't care if I buy books that I've already read and I'm just adding them to my shelves because I want them in my collection. That is fine. That does not cause me anxiety. What causes me anxiety is having TBRs that keep hitting around the 450 mark that I don't feel like I have enough time to ever get through. So we'll try and make some changes. Basically, my cap would be $100 a month. If I spend less, then I know that I've got wiggle room. Erin from Cheaper and Shelves kindly helped me. She created a spreadsheet for me for my book buying purchases and looking at the statistics of that, so I can actually go in depth and figure out where I'm sitting, just so then I'm more conscious of it. And yeah, that's where we're at for that. As a little side, I will also be adding $1 to a jar every 100 pages I read off my physical shelves, so then I can do whatever I would like with that at the end of the year, beginning of next year. And this was inspired by Barb from Barb's Bookland with her Off Your Shelf challenge. I'm also hoping to participate a little bit more in that. Number 8 is to read my May 2021 extended self-destruct books. So I have Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks, Boy Erased, and Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. I am hoping to have Broken Things finished by the end of December. But I should have 2 left, but these have stayed and I still haven't read them. So I'm still not going to unhaul them even if I don't get to them next year, but I just needed to bring them back to my memory to be like, hey, you know, these were on the self-destruct. You're still not going for them. Maybe you should. And then number 9 is my scratcher map. For those that are new here, hi, I have a scratcher map that is full of classics, and every year I put the goal to just read one. When I read 2 in 2021, I got astronomically excited. And then this year I read 3 in a month and nearly lost my knickers. So going back to just one scratcher map book, and I'm confident that that will happen. Probably won't happen in the first half of the year. Might happen in the first half of the year actually this year, but yeah, all of my scratch and map goals were hit in the second half of the year. I just have to read one and we're good. They're my bookish goals. In terms of my next set, it is community activities that I want to participate in. So I am co-host for Bookstara read-alongs, and for next year we're reading through one series. The timing's interesting because we're including novellas in the months, so it's like every other month except when there's a novella. Anyway, I want to participate and complete it. So that would be amazing because that would also be an up-to-date series. And I'm a co-host, so like, I really want to continue with the series. My next one is Bud's Wordathon. I had so much fun completing it this year and I would like to continue on next year. I am going to make the caveat for myself that I don't have to read them in the month that it was assigned to. For this year, I am going to do that for a couple of months just because for the last 2 months of the year, I just found that I got a little overwhelmed and just needed to take it easy. So for next year, I'm going to complete it, but I don't have to allocate it in the month. I will try to, just so it's done, but I'm not going to stress my balls if I hit it somewhere else. The Bookstara group is Amy from A-Star Reads and Daniel from Bookara. Buzz Wordathon is hosted by Books and Lala. And then for the next community event is TBR Knockout, which is hosted by Completely Melanie. So I want to work off doing my physical shelves. Fingers crossed. I can also use eARC or Kindle, but trying to work this predominantly is where I would like to go. Also, my battery's flashing, so if I randomly cut off, my apologies. Then for the next one is the Gerbertathon, which is created by Hannah from Le Dead M, and this is a Simspace year-long readathon, and I'm so excited for it. I absolutely lost my knickers when I saw that she had announced it, and I think it's going to be really challenging but really fun. And so this is taking place instead of the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, as I'm not going to do that this year, and I would love to support some more booktubers. And it's just, oh, it's so in-depth and so detailed and I love it. I can't wait to sink in. I'm like going to print everything off and have a folder dedicated for it because I need the physicals, and I can't wait to work out what the fuck my TBR is. And then the last community event that I would like to participate in, again, I don't have to participate in any of these, they're just ones that I would like to, is Read Your Bookshelf by Chantal Reads All Day. And this is basically like following through from your last read and done really creatively. So I'm sort of just going to play it throughout the year, and if I feel like I'm not achieving it, then we'll recalibrate, but I think that it should be pretty flexible. So that's what I'd like to do, and they're the 5 community events that I'm gonna actively try and work towards completing, and I'm just so excited. Apologies for the angle change, battery died. So for my channel goals, I really don't actually have that many. So last year I was like, I'm gonna up my editing game, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. My channel's my channel because I just love bringing the chaos, and I just want to keep that up. So really, again, I want to keep working on subscriber involvement, and I feel like I get to achieve that with my book haul revisited. But if you do have any ideas, let me know down below. And yeah, doing collaboration, I've been a part of so many recommendation videos throughout the year for people's birthdays, and I just like, whether that be their channel or their actual birthday or for Christmas, like I love being a part of it, and just being able to be like, hey, also jumping on different lives. And yeah, I know that my lives have taken an absolute plummet this year. Life happened, so I'm not mad at that, and hopefully I will be able to get back into having some form of regular sprints, but we'll see. But basically my main focus is subscriber involvement, like being able to chat with you guys and doing collaborations with other people. I am not a kind of person that like when I hit 1,000, I was like, cool, yeah, broskies, the family can stop growing now. I'm good. But we've kept growing, and it fills me with joy. So I'm not one for like being like, oh, if I don't hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the next year, I'm gonna be gutted, because I have no control over it. If you guys want to stick around for the hills, that's fine. I know I'm not everyone's taste. So if we did, cool. If there's something you would like to see as a result of hitting that, let me know. But I'm also not like too worried if we don't. I love the community that I've got, and I love seeing all familiar faces in the comments, and I appreciate the lurkers. I love our community, and if it wants to keep growing and we manage to hit like a milestone, awesome. If not, like, you guys are the fucking best. So I can't ask for more than that. And yeah, so that's my little spiel with that. My channel it feels like home, and getting to sit down and be fucking stupid in front of a camera and then be able to chat with you all in the comments when I finally do respond. I love it, and that's all I could ask for. So I suppose my channel goal for next year is just to keep having fun with it and putting out shit that I enjoy doing. I know that I've got quite a few stable videos, like I think I have 6 or 7 a month, but I like it. I like having the consistency. I like being able to track my reading in the way that I do, and having video reminders of it. So yeah, I think that's it. I am hoping to have a few different vlogs that are leading into actually reading series, or just doing a fun way of reading off my shelves. So hopefully they will happen. I'd like to try a different challenge that I did start like a couple of weeks ago, and then have completely fallen off the bandwagon because I'm not good at sticking to things for an extended period of time. So we shall see. Those are my goals. There's quite a few, but I think for the most part they work a lot better together this year. I know that some, like, my hauls don't really match with my series and my big books, but it's okay. We will figure it out, take it day by day. I think my primary concern is completing series rather than worrying about the books that I've hauled, but I'd still like to be able to do both if I can. But I also don't want my reading to feel restrictive considering how many challenges I have going. So it's a fine balance, but I love making TBRs that are like, how the fuck do I make this all fit? And if you didn't notice, I've decided not to continue with my standalone list for this year. I found that it was really hard, and I just wasn't going towards it, or the books that were on that list I just ended up on hauling, or I still haven't gone to them. And I'm also not doing the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge because I really hate the prompts for this year. So we've changed it up and got the Gerbitathon and Chantal Grades or Die instead. So I think that's everything. Let me know anything that you want to let me know. If there's any comments or suggestions you have for my goals, to adapt them in any particular way, and let me know if you're setting any goals, or if you're just having a year of rest and relaxation. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye!